This is my first YouTube video, so you're gonna have to bear with me. But before we get into ripping apart the drift beamer, we'll do a car tour. This is my 2000 E46 drift. I'm building into a drift car. It's clapped, to say the least. I got it off of Facebook Marketplace. Traded a Honda Civic to it. It is clapped. Absolutely demolished. But we got new seats, new harnesses, chassis mount shifter, new hydro, headlights, wheels, taillights. We got trans mounts, motor mounts, polyurethane, subframe reinforcement plates, and subframe bushings and diff bushings. Trying to build it into a drift car. I've just been hooning on it. It's low-key clapped. But then we have my 1990 Mazda RX-7. It's pretty nice for what it is. Fully built 13B2 rotor and teen coilovers. It was tracked before I got it. Threw some seats in it, shift knob, shift boot, wheels, steering wheel, and called it a day. Need some smaller tires for the front. These things are too thick. And then we got my two hard bodies. They're both destroyed. But we got to swap parts over from this one to the other one to make one full hard body. These are my old wheels. And then they're kind of just collecting junk over time. But this one did used to run, but needs some work. But we're going to combine the two to make one. Alright, so I guess the first thing we'll do is we'll tear out the interior, take out the seats. We're gonna probably patch up some of these holes, grind off some brackets, make it more clean. Gonna get rid of the hydro and that problem. Probably put the chassis mount shifter on, new hydro on, get the harness part out. Want to repaint it white instead of red. Oh, and we got new harnesses. These are trash. And then, yeah, the guy before me had an absolute disaster of a hydro job. It sucks. But for what it is, and trading a Honda Civic to it, it isn't so bad. Alright, well, I guess let's get the foam propped up and get into stripping this interior down. Alright, so we're gonna take the seats out, both sides, probably pull the harness bar out, get these harnesses taken out, probably get the shift knob took off so we can get the shifter took off, maybe take the hydro off, and that should be about it. And then we're gonna paint the interior, take off some of the small unneeded brackets, clean it up a little bit, probably wire tuck a little bit. That should be about it. All right, we got the seats taken out, finally. It is a disaster in here. Looks like we had some mice. Hold on. Looks like we had some mice chewing stuff up. And then the previous owner welded a plate horribly to the frame. So I had to cut that off, take the crappy hydro off. Whatever the lines are doing for the hydro. So I'm gonna clean up the interior. Probably try to get some of the heat stuff off, grind that smooth, cut some of these brackets off, weld these holes in smooth, get rid of the old where the e-brake lines run, pull the harness bar out, paint it white, and see from there. Then we'll do the chassis mount shifter for sure. And then wrap all the wiring so it looks cleaner on the inside. Find a way to run this where you can't see it, probably under the seat, through this little hole. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad, just time consuming. That should be it. All right, it's the next day. We kind of got carried away and taking all the sound deadening took forever. I did get new headlight in compared to the old one. I got the other one right here I still got to put on. I got most of the sound deadening out besides this residue that I've just been hitting with a wire wheel. Pulled the harness out and tape it up. Gotta get rid of these wires, reroute some of this, and then I made a mock-up for an aluminum center console. Yeah. But you gotta get the rest of the sound deadening out, and then you gotta sand those down. We got this one sanded down, gotta paint it white, and we got the trans mount in polyurethane. The old ones were shot. And that's about it. I got most of the other side's sound deadening out on the side. Put a thin layer of black on it right there just to see. But yeah, get the rest of the sound deadening residue out. Shot back all that out. Paint it, tape up the harness. Do the center console, get the seats in, and the chassis mount shifter. Alright, so we got the interior painted. Didn't turn out the best, but for what it is, it's alright. And then we got the wires wrapped and hidden the best that we could. Wish we could do away with this, but got the chassis mount shifter mounted. The harness bar painted and put in. All we like is the seat brackets, harnesses, and the seats. We still have to tuck that wire. But besides that, the interior is almost done. I did away with all these old wires that guy had ran to the AC fan. Here's the new seats. And the new hydro. New hydro. New seats. Gotta get those put in. Do the seats, that headlight, harnesses. Find somewhere to mount the hydro. We should be about good. Alright. We got the seats in. Harnesses in, harness bar in, painted, chassis mount shifter. The interior is complete. All we gotta do is roll these up and mount the new hydro. We also put the trans mounts on. It took a little longer, and while we was waiting, we just went ahead and put those on. Now we're pulling the entire rear subframe out so we can replace the bushings and put the reinforcement plates on. So all we like will be rear end, all the bushings and the plates. Hydro e-brake. This headlight. Fixing all of this mess from the previous owner. The wing. And the motor mounts. Gonna redo the motor mounts. Don't got a whole lot left. And then after we're done with this, we'll get into working on the hard body. Probably piddle with the shifter cart a little bit. But yeah, this shouldn't take too long. Hopefully, we'll probably paint it and clean it up a little bit. I probably should have bought new bushings for these, but oh well, what can you do? We'll replace them eventually. But yeah, interior looks super nice. Pretty happy with how it turned out. We worked with what we had. It turned out all right. Well, we get the subframe pulled apart and trying to burn the bushings out. The rear end does look pretty good. There ain't no cracks in the frame, luckily, so I guess I caught it before it started cracking, but we got to burn these bushings out. These are burning really well.
Currently holding the fireball.
Good water? Well, we're going to out. Oh, nothing left of that. Well, okay. All right. We got poly mounts in. We got, hold on. We got that grinded down. We got these mocked up, ready to be welded. Got a few more things to do. We got to put those plates on. You got to weld the plates on, and then put the rear end back in it. And then the rear end will be done. Not a whole lot left to do. Really, the rear end, I got to tighten everything down. Everything's just hand tight. Do the rear end. And then I got both the headlights on finally. Well, really happy with how that turned out. I still got to wire up the halos. Mount the hydro, motor mounts, do the wing. It's really about it. Then we'll be done. In the next video, put this in. Well, weld up the plates, put this in, and then do everything else. Hopefully have a test drive. Either next video or the next one. Get a test drove. And then we'll get the hard body pulled in here. We gotta swap the motor in it. Or swap everything over, I can't decide.